Easy. But imagine you have not, then you wake up without choosing. Then you have fake one, and then you need laughing gas all the time. Kaptagon.
Did you send him?
Who?
This young man.
Yeah, he's funny.
Well, he's desperate for me to ask a question.
Yeah, what question?
I don't know what question. I told him I don't know how to ask a question.
Come here.
No, I asked him.
What kind of question?
No, he wants me to ask a question, but I can't think of one.
Ah. He's funny, yeah?
And he wants to know why I can't think of a question. Oh, no.
He only gives answers, that's his problem.
Yes, that's right. I'm trained to answer, not to question. I do the questioning and give the answer, so fuck off if you want me.
Now he has his problems, the answer's coming, but he doesn't find the question anymore.
Yeah, what's the question?
Before it was
What's the question?
It's never right. Even if you all have all the answers,
I can ask
you're looking for the question. If you're full of question, you're looking for the answer. Wow. Just changing. Or you're looking for people who have questions, because you have so many answers. Maybe that's the only reason I'm sitting here. So many answers. Come on, have some questions.
There seems to be just, like in consciousness itself, there seems to be always a total unanswerable question, like what is this? Just what
No,
is this?
who am I?
That's something else.
No, that's it. It cannot be answered. That's why it's the absence of the answer who kills you.
Yeah.
Not like you are the answer, because many people it's really make it really absolutely wrong. Who am I? Because they become the answer of the question.
Yeah, that's an answer.
Who am I and then I?
Because
who am I?
Yeah.
I. Who am I? I. No, who am I? And then there's the absolute not knowing.
Because it points to the infinite.
No, it doesn't point. It's just you are the answer to the question, but you are not the relative answer as I.
Yeah.
But all the people are whatever doing it. Who am I? I. Who am I? I. Who am I? I. Yeah, but who asked me the proper way of who am I is who am I, and then there is absolute not knowing. But not then I. Or who am I? I. No, there is an unpronounced absolute not knowing. That's all. There is no pronouncer in that answer. There is no one who then says, I am realized now. There's a reality which is not knowing what it is and what is not, but there is not an I who then knows what the I is. So you are not the answer to your question. That what you are is the answer to your question, but that what you are never knows what it is and what it is not. So it's a total absence of any presence, of any absence of presence of one who knows or doesn't know anything. But not then this little, the absolute presence, me. So good.
Karl,
Yeah.
what is existential fear?
Existential fear? Like the moment you know yourself. There's you exist and then there's fear instantly. That is existential fear which comes with false evidence that you may exist or not. This doubtful I, who may or may not exist. So that knowing or not knowing, when you are that what knows or doesn't know, that's already is creating fear. False evidence appearing real, that's called fear. So the false experience of existence creates false fear. The false creating false. That's the thing again. The false I creating the false idea of doubtful I, and out of the doubtfulness of I, fear arises. And then you want to end fear, but as more you want to end fear, you confirm that there is one who has to end fear. It's such a perfect trap.
Yeah, mine is so tricky.
It can only be invented by the Absolute himself. absolute intellect, the absolute intelligence, which is the absolute himself, can come up with such a perfect trap for himself. And he cannot step into that trap. Maybe then there's some awareness masters, they don't step into the trap anymore, but that is the next trap. No, yeah.
Question.
Oh,
It's gone.
Yeah, the question remains even if the questioner is gone. That's the whole problem. No, but what is this question?
His question was, why did Ramana meditate?
He didn't meditate ever.
Ramana didn't meditate.
He just lay down and died. He just let die whatever can die and remains at that what is never. He just spontaneously, whatever, out of the blue, as everything comes out of the blue, he just faced himself with this what I am has any. Will there be any consequences? His body is gone. No. If there is any consequence for what I am, his spirit is gone. If there is any consequences, light is out. No. I remain as what I am. That is a dead experience. That what you are is never depending on any dead experience. So whatever you experience is dead. So that is a dead experience. That's all. That he was just. But then the people asked him, why, but you didn't make any who am I? You never made meditation. Why you now give us this techniques and so on? I don't know, maybe I had lifetimes before I made it. Maybe it's just what I was just ready but not knowing why. Who knows? So just in case you may meditate still. You never know. It's like if I say praise the Lord, just in case there is no, you never know. Just in case, because whatever you do is just in case anyway. Just in case it may or may not work. Just in case. That is consciousness game. Just in case. Just in case there is some place where I find myself. Just in case there is I find home. Just in case. No one knows anything, but just in case. Not just in people. What a fake. Good. That's so his like the accident why renunciation of renunciation appeared. You know that story or not? How Ramana came up with that renouncing, the renunciation of renunciation. No, he didn't invent it. It just he had to make it because otherwise he would have taken his ashram. He had to defend his ashram because they wanted to take away from him because he was a sadhu, and sadhus are not allowed to own anything. Sadhus renounce the world, so sadhus are not allowed to own something. So he had to go to a court case. Then the judge, I'm you a sadhu. No, I even renounce renunciation. I can own again, whatever. It doesn't matter. I cannot renounce myself or even renounce renunciation. I renounce the renouncer by being what I am. So it came into place by an accident, just because he had to defend his ashram, and then it became his biggest pointer. Fantastic. So it's not invented by him, existence invented it by circumstance. The circumstance asked for it. And then it became like a biggest pointer of our time, of Ramana. Renunciation of renunciation. That is what is asked. By being what you are, you renounce anything.
He said for many, many years in Virupaksha Skanda.
Because you didn't want to see anybody, because if it would be helped, I would do the same.
Yeah,
but not for any other reason.
Yes, but people translate it as meditation, but
he was not meditating, he was just hiding from his blood disciples. And I agree, I would hide too. Hide away. Meditating. It was asked, why did you see in the temple in the ashram and things? He said, what should I know? You make up something. Whatever you make up is fine, but I don't have to know why I've done. Because after that experience, nothing ever happened anyway.
okay, it happened.
No, but everyone will make something up. Because he was sitting for meditation. Because if you believe in meditation, you make him a meditator.
Yes.
If you believe that he is, you make him. So you imagine that he needed something.
Yeah,
But you know-
it's out of the imagining projection.
Because you imagine that something has to happen for him, so for him something happened because that is your last hope. Because if he didn't need to sit down and meditate, you don't need to sit down and meditate. But that is too much for you.
He told also when he was sick, when he was down.
It always sounds like as you were there.
That is what I read. As
Yeah, but you think that is true?
You talk with the same.
No, I talk out of what is Ramana. I don't talk about Ramana, what
Yeah,
he
but
said.
when you talk
I
about,
say something, I don't say Ramana said.
But when you talk
No,
about
but there is
his
no but.
life, when you talk about
There was no his life.
then
I
you
know him
talk
better
also
than anyone
about-
else. I know it's right. Anyway. And David Gottman has a different point of view. So what did he say? what he may have said.
So I need nothing to say.
Yeah, what is black on white is a lie anyway. Whatever can be written down is a lie anyway. It's like the whole I am said, Niragata said, is all bullshit. And I said half of it, but the half I really meant, they just dropped because they believe no one would understand that. So they just make it digestible for people.
What was the other half?
You have to listen to the tapes. And people in Bombay, they listen to the total tapes of that time. They say, he never said this and this and that and that. He said it in one sentence, but the next sentence he destroyed it again. This is what Ramana was doing permanent too. He said, yes, you can meditate, you can reach something, but by all of that what you have done and meditated and you can reach, you cannot attain what you are. And all of that they missed. Because that's maybe not good for meditators, that's not good for seekers, because that takes them the hope away. And I need hope. The translator needs hope, the publisher needs hope, they're selling something. So what is a publisher? If a publisher says you don't need to read this book, it's all bullshit anyway. you have to create some hope to sell something. It's business. And the translator always knows better as the one who said something, what he meant. And people who know that, they listen to the tapes and the translators, even Balzac or the other ones, they always made it digestible for the so-called disciples. Because they say that they're not ready for it. I have to say it in a different way, that they maybe can digest it and come back. If I translate it as he meant it, maybe no one will come back tomorrow. So there's a fear in the translator, because it's a translator. It doesn't talk out of trance, it's too late. It's a translator. And you cannot put the translator. The trance is not even in the now, so where it comes from. The later one.
I remember he sometimes told people to read I am that. Some newcomers, he said, go and read I am that.
And then you come back,
Yeah.
then we can talk about it. What bullshit I said then. No, I liked the I am that because of the I am that I went to Bombay to the successor. But then I saw the successor and I was not so impressed. Yeah. Because he was even claiming that he went beyond his teaching was more precise and more clear and whatever. I said, what is he talking about? What teaching? What teaching has to be clear and whatever, what is then clarity and has something to do with reality or something? What is he talking about? And all this God's will, I say, God's willy? What's God's willy? God has a willy and the willy has a will? Willy the will? Or what is he talking about? But it's fine. So 3 days, 4 days I was there, and then he always pointed to Ramana and to the bloody mountain. He said, this is my main influence. I said, what, I'm sitting here if I just go to his main influence. So then I booked a flight to this bloody Arunachala. People always ask me, why are you here? Because this is the main influence. And I'm very much influenced. Or whatever. So I rather go to where they're influenced by and not who is influenced. Main one.
Source.
Yeah, that's what is creating everything. So you better go beyond that creator, which is even created by that. So that what is influence, but not having any influence. So the mountain is a pointer of being influenced, but it has no influence because it's just bloody sitting there as a mountain and doesn't care about anyone. This carelessness is unbearable. Actually, for many people, unbearable. They want the mountain to care, and they all blame the mountain. The mountain is guilty, the mountain did it, and blah blah blah. Fantastic. So what they do without the mountain? They have to take responsibility. That would be too much. So it's very comfortable to sit here. Around the mountain takes care of it. I go to the toilet when the mountain wants me to go sit down. I pee in my trousers if I have to pee in my trousers. I pee where I am, and the mountain wants me to be. I stink because the mountain wants me to stink. I don't take a shower because the mountain doesn't want to be clean. The sadhus are making all of that. It's all God's will. Does it make it bearable? It still stings. So what to do? Excusez-moi. 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 Montana. To the Montana. Actually, in Germans, we have a guy in the 50s, he called Ruth Trenker. He always sing and he always says mountain calls. So they always look, well, what bloody mountain was that? He always talked of the Himalaya, the Alps. He was a mountain climber and he always says, mountain calls you.
That was one movie, and it made such impression, isn't it, in the mind of the.
No, it was every Saturday afternoon. He was sitting in German television, having 1 hour of his program, talking about climbing mountains and things, and like movies. And he always, the title of the program was "Der Berg ruft." The mountain is calling. What bloody mountain is that?
What is it in our experience that would distinguish Arunachala from any other apparent mountain?
No, I like the story. Kailash is the home, and Arunachala is the light of Shiva. The embodiment and the home. Sounds good.
So what is that?
What is that? Ask the mountain.
He doesn't say anything. He just
But that is the answer. That's the answer of what is a mountain. The mountain.
Yeah.
That what is a mountain is that what is a mountain. And the silence of the mountain is the answer of the question, what is a mountain? So that's why you're sitting here, because the mountain doesn't mind to be a mountain. It doesn't need to know to be a mountain to be a mountain. And so be that, but doesn't need to know to be what it is, to be what it is. It's already okay.
I remember Raman when he says that to someone, the same power that brought you to this mountain will do its own work, so you can
You
just
did already all the work, so you never did anything in the first place, so just let it continue, doing the work. Just be laziness itself, because that is your natural state. The laziness, no one is ever more lazy than that what is a yani, who doesn't need to know yani to be a yani. That's the laziness of yani, because that is yana. So when you are yana, you are that what is a yani, who doesn't need to know a yani to be a yani. And whoever claims to be yani, you can doubt as a yani. This is all what they say about it. So the one who claims to be realized, reality will never claim to be reality. That never needs to claim anything.
Why did people at a certain point in Ramana's embodiment or whatever, they started to call him Bhagavan and treat him as the absolute self? What happened there? They recognized something. He didn't.
No,
he
actually,
didn't care.
actually, they didn't recognize anything. That was their recognition.
Okay.
They recognize that nothing will ever be nice enough. That is a symbol of Ramana. You can just be as you are in whatever given circumstance, and they recognize that flavor of carelessness, and then they call it Bhagavan. That's what is the nature of God. The carelessness is a natural state of being. Like, look, walking around like that, if you would care that someone looks at you, it would not work. Huh? So what do you do? No, he was surprised. He was like a pointer, pointing always to that what never needs a pointer. This paradox, walking, like a paradox being there. The one who is there, but who doesn't need to be there.
But I mean, people didn't come and worship some other sadhus who were sitting on the mountain. It seemed that they were
No, they
drawn to that presence.
No, they worshipped themselves in him. They didn't worship Brahman. They worshipped themselves into him. That's all. So that was self-recognition.
But that could be in anyone.
No.
Why not special?
Because in your neighbor you cannot do that.
In
your neighbor you cannot find yourself. Because you fucked your wife. Because Ramana never fucked anyone's wife, so you would recognize yourself in him.
As far as you know.
They claim. Otherwise you would not be mummified if you would have sex before. I trust existence. No, it's like whatever. You see the carelessness and you experience yourself in the presence of him, and then you appreciate that more than anything else, and then you worship that yourself. That is the nature of puja. That every puja is worshiping yourself. Shiva in his self-recognition. And that there is one who never gives you anything, nothing takes from you, nothing gives to you, and leaves you as you are. That acceptance you appreciate more than anything else. That to be that one who never needs to be appreciated by anyone, and never appreciates you. And that absence of appreciation you embrace as you are, and not depending on some intention from some relative, whatever master or anything. That is a Sadguru who never appreciates anyone. He never needs to be appreciated by anyone. And that you treasure more than anything else. So by treasuring him, you treasure yourself, as that what is up to in itself never needs to be appreciated by anyone, not even by himself. And he is a symbol of that. But now they make him a role model, like a separate entity. And they don't appreciate themselves in him, they appreciate just merely an image of him. That I tried when I started to cut it, but it was impossible. The Ramanaism is like Jesus. He would never be a Christian. It's impossible. Like Buddha would never become a Buddhist. I think it would kill Buddhism right away. And Christ would just kill Christianity. But look what comes out of it. Now Ramana would never allow Ramanaism, but now the disciples make Ramanaism. So many devotees, so many around the world, he becomes a symbol of like a new Christ or something. So now it's called Ramanaism, the religion of Ramana, and his words are holy, holy, holy. And you have to follow the way of this guy and whatever he said, and the high priest of Ramana, making books about him and making his image higher.
They made him an object.
Yeah, they make him like a golden calf. Until Moses comes back again and destroys the calf. The holy object, like a what's God? And guts in it. What is the English word for it?
Guts.
imagining God as someone. Like in German, it's a really nice word for it. Götzenbild. It's like merely you actually offend yourself by making yourself an image. Some offense. It's like you are fearful, like this Israel when Moses was, and then he came back, and then he had this golden calf and praying, and like there's things that can be helped with.
That's why he made the second commandment, you should have no image.
Yeah, Allah too.
Allah special.
Allah special. Whatever you make Allah, you will be.
Juggernaut.
The what?
Juggernaut is the word for Goethe.
Juggernaut. Maybe. Yeah, juggernauts. Exactly. That's the gods from the imaginary heaven. The gods, juggernaut. Like Odin, Wotan, all that.
Im Islam gibt es keine Fotos zum Beispiel von Mohammed, um das zu vermeiden. Dass
Ja,
er,
von Allah.
ja, von ihm gibt es
Mohammed had pictures.
keine Fotos.
Even Mohammed.
No.
Nein.
But the Christians, they hang their Christ. And if you cannot hang everywhere, then you
can make movies everything.
the Passion of Christ. Sounds good. Good. Now some question?
No.
No?
No.
You're from
Germany.
Germany too?
Yes.
You saw us before?
No.
No?
It's the second time, yes.
Yeah, maybe like not before.
No.
Everyone's songs look so familiar. Especially when they're German.
Oh.
And it's okay in English?
Yeah, that's okay.
So, something else?